All right, welcome to the read for this week. It's funny, this little button, record and stop, has been giving me grief, but okay, so let's see. Before we get started, let's talk about the energy right now. It's something, it's big. There's something big going on, and that's okay. That's what we came for. So I just wanted to caveat this read with everything's going to be okay. Take a deep breath. We're moving and purging and transmuting a lot of energy right now. Majority of it seems to be happening in the dream time. So if you're having like crazy dreams, just it's almost like we're just like keep watching the movie, even if it's past, right? Or so what's happening in my dreams, which I find really funny, and I think it's because I'm trying to switch from this old timeline to the new one. But then there's still just little bits of old energy coming in. So it's nothing that we need to like overanalyze, do all this dark work on again. Dark, I say shadow work. Again, I think it's just a matter of these little bits are just seeping through and they're coming up for transmutation. So it is almost as simple as um, just allowing that energy to be recognized and then letting it go, releasing it. It's just I feel like a big purge. There was, uh, usually you can tell that's happening 'cause I just took a picture of this. So the Schumann resonance was spiking to near 100. So strange dreams, anxiety, brain fog, dehydration, fatigue, deja vu, and chest tightness. Practice grounding and stay hydrated. The usual kind of things. And rest if you need to. It's funny, I always say deja vu is one of my things that's like, for me, it's like you're on the right track because you've lived that timeline already before. So just when those happen, just like let them keep the energy and the momentum moving. I think really the key right now is us not stopping the flow of that energy. So, yeah, very important, I think, right now to just let everything move through us. Um, it is just, again, what is an emotion? It's energy in motion, right? So we're likely to be like extremely emotional the next few days. There's a big shift going on. And I really feel like it's the reason I was saying that too is in my dreams, I'm having like a timeline thing where um, there's people in my dreams that I don't know. Like, I've never met these people. How does your consciousness come up with that? I don't think it's just like my brain randomly creating these people. I think it's people I know, but it's people I don't know yet, right? They're in the future. What's happening in these dreams is I don't remember a lot of what's happening in the actual dream itself, but there'll always be a person from my past in those dreams. And they don't, the gist of the dream too is that they don't fit in there, or that their energy is really antagonizing these new people. So it's very interesting to kind of observe that. And I think the big thing is, yeah, we're just supposed to observe that right now. We're not supposed to be doing deep dives, analysis, what went wrong with that person. It's interesting because it's not just for me, it's not just people. I'll be, and this isn't just in the dream time, but often when I'm massaging, my mind wanders and I'm thinking about things, but I'll find myself like in a memory of a place. I used to work in the film industry, so I often will be like on a specific location or set, like out in the countryside of Alberta. And I was like, what am I doing here right now? Like, why is this memory coming up? And I think it is. It's just they're just coming up for like, yeah. We're just looking at a photo album right now, um, and reminiscing. We're reminiscing a bit, like, oh, that person was really good, and I really learned a lot. And I think that's the key. If you feel like there's work you need to do around a person, a place, or a memory, or anything, is is the key, I think, right now is just acknowledging. And that is like the work. So, and it's not just like, oh, I remember that, but acknowledging is like, if you're having trouble letting that go or seeing the, you know, how we just have forgiveness for that or anything like that. And because some people, it's really difficult for us to have that forgiveness, right? So what I like to do is just sit with that person, that energy of that person in like a really quick meditation. It's not even wouldn't even be considered like a meditation maybe, but I'd like to just say, thank you for all the lessons you gave me, um, because they got me to this point, and now I'm at a really good point. And so I lovingly let you go from, from my timeline, and we'll see you when we see you if we do, and if we don't, sending you so much love, and then letting it go. So yeah, because it's funny because I was talking to some friends. They've been having dreams about even just like ex-boyfriends, like that you maybe had like this much to do with, and they've been in the dreams and stuff, and it's like, okay, just we're just letting that energy go, right? Again, the number one thing we can be doing this during all of this is tending to ourselves. Again, things like making sure we're grounded, making sure we're hydrated, making sure we're meditating, making sure we're doing our due diligence, letting this stuff go and flow through us. The go and the flow is the probably the big thing right now, right? Um, yeah, we're just transmuting energy, and when the Schumann comes in like that strong overnight and stuff like that, that's just helping us purge that, right? It's not coming into these new timelines. Um, so that energy just has to, it doesn't resonate, so it's got to go. But we're like I said, that's why we're so exhausted during my allergy season. um, that's why we're so exhausted and things like that is we're transmuting energy constantly, every day, all day, whether that's whether we're conscious of it or not. So the best thing we can do in those instances is to go with the flow, let it go, and and then water again, hydrate, and keep ourselves in flow. Our bodies, our minds, our souls. That's our big goal right now. All right, well, let's turn to the cards and see what they have to say. Let's look at the overall theme of this week. Um, yeah, the other thing to talk about is there's lots of movement going on in the world. The outside stage, I call it, the outdoor stage. You want to go watch some of that stuff. I think it's going to be interesting. The couple of things that have happened just this morning, um, they are key pieces in this shift. So if just remember you're watching a movie, just don't get too involved and let it play out. This the divine plan is in place. We've talked about this before. We are just here to help facilitate. We're actually more here to help facilitate helping the others when, because there's a lot of people, and you can tell because it's crazy nutness out there some days, is that as much as we're transmuting energy, everybody else is doing that, whether they're conscious, fully awake or not. So a lot of the times, like when you have, it's like a toddler. When a toddler has a tummy ache or an earache, they will just be grumpy and cry, and you can ask them what's wrong, but they might be able to tell you something hurts, but sometimes they can't. They just don't feel well, and they just have this overall malaise, and they're just grumpy for it. And I think that's a lot of what's happening for people as they wake up, right? They're out there, they know they don't feel totally right. They're not they don't know how to transmute energy yet. They haven't learned that skill. Um, and they're being forced to transmute stuff. And so, people lash out. You can see it out there. But it's again, just be in your protective bubble. Let everybody worry about themselves. And again, we don't help people until they ask us for it. So, yeah, first up this week, the theme for the week, High Priest. I am transcendent of time and space. Yeah, this is just like a reminder. We already know what we us know what we're doing. So this is about us working our magic, and not worrying this week about, um, you know, is this ascension happening today, 10 years from now, any of that stuff. It's like time and space is like we're switching timelines. That's what I think is happening right now. If we want to fully go into the good, benevolent, awesome timeline, we have to let ourselves go there, and we have to let go of clinging on to the edge, the past, right? Um, Go back and read the Hopi prophecy, right? That's right where we are right now, is that this river is raging and people are still clinging to the shore. But how you get through this enlightenment or ascension process or whatever we want to call it is we have to let go, and we have to just go with the flow and float down the river. That energy is like more conducive. We're not going to, and we have to get rid of the fear part of, if I let go, I'll drown. If you do have that in your head, if I let go, I'll drown, chances are pretty good if you let go, you're going to drown. But if you let go and you're like, I'm buoyant and I'm going to float and go along with this timeline and this process, right? Transcending space and time. I can't make this up. So the shift card is up again. So we know this week, just, buckle up, buttercups. We're in it. It's happening. Um, this is like, it's kind of one of those things too, is like, and don't look at it as something frightening and hard and scary. Let's look at this as like, it's like the roller coaster ride. It's like, okay, like at first it's like, but then as we're all doing this going, "Wah," right? It's gonna be fun. We gotta have a little bit more fun too. That's a bit of a problem right now. It's tricky to do that, but we're gonna do that. The portal theme is soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, and remembering who you are. That's funny because this, the high priest, this is again stepping into our magic and using it, that we are transcendent of space and time. And then again, remembering who we are. So the energy coming in this week is to help us remember that we are these divine uh, beings with amazing magical capabilities, and that we're in that shift. That's the theme for this week. So let's break it down though. Let's do the first half of the week and then see what we have in store for the end, as we always do. Just get them all out. So I'm using a lot of the energy cards this week. Anything chakra related, because we're just in the big energy field right now. Oh, interesting. Okay, first up, we got birds of a feather again. So I don't know about you, but the people getting me through all of this energy is just having like-minded people to bounce stuff off of, right? And I'd say vice versa. Like this morning, the friend I spoke to, who's probably watching this, hi. I won't name you because I'm not that. We won't do that. But anyway, um, it's just that I had had dreams that were really like, full of energy of people and places and things, and not necessarily great situations, but it kind of affected, when you wake up and then that mood is with you, it's hard to shake. Um, and so we just had a quick, like, maybe 4 paragraph text kind of thing, and I reassured her that it's like we're just moving energy right now. Um, and it helped her feel better, so like to get on with the day. And like I know that that's all I need to do sometimes, is just bounce stuff off other people that are like-minded, and it's like, okay, no, we got this. So I also love this card too because it is a heart chakra card. So really, yeah, really focusing this week on love. Go to the people that you know are good for you, are going to give you love. If, honestly, pay no mind to everybody else. Especially if they're coming at you, just put your bubble up and just say, I'm not talking to people this week, or whatever excuse you have to give them. Um, just don't, don't let that energy get to you. Because like I said last week and the couple weeks before, we're still under this lower energy trying to trip us up, right? Trip us up is a good word for it. They're not trying to catch us. They're not going to hurt us, unless we really let them. And the big thing is they are, they're just going to try these low level tricks. But if you give into it, you let them win for like that temporary bit of time. So, it's just like I I don't really love popular music, but it's like Shake It Off by Florence and the Machine. It's like when the devil's on your back, just shake it off. We need to be doing a lot of that this week because they're just throwing Hail Marys and throwing stuff at the wall, hoping that we that it takes us down a peg because again, they don't want to see this ascension happen. They don't get to come. They're too low energy. Um, but they'll gladly trip you up because they think that's hilarious. Anyway, let's not give them any more power, right? Lots of love this week, I feel like. The remedy is always go back to the heart and do your good work in the world. Spread some love, spread some light, spread some joy. All right, beginning part of this week, not just heart chakra, but the next three cards pretty much are like crown and our well, it is crown. It's like it is crown chakra. So again, this is always a really good thing. Like with the Schumann coming in, is that light codes are coming in. We're getting massive upgrades right now. So really be cognizant of how you process that energy and it is by doing the work, right? Just be meditating, just be taking it in. Don't be overanalyzing. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't go to that side of things. Put your heart into it. And again, manifestation. What do we want to see? Because the creation card came up, right? And in this, she's a wise elder, but she's, creating new light. It's our job to be creating right now. That's what we're supposed to be doing this week. And here's the really kicker that I love this card: completion. We are at this end of this game that we've been playing on this earth. It's almost done. This process of transmuting energy is almost done. And my favorite thing about this is that the final piece comes in at the third eye, right? So again, working with our intuition, going back to heart, being really heart centered this week. And the heart centered thing too is part of the manifestation. Is like we want what we're trying to manifest is more love in this world, right? More light, more love, and love encompasses all the wonderful things, nature, God, everything. So the focus really does need to be on the heart and mind this week. And I don't want to say mind. It's like I definitely want to say third eye in your crown is like, and it's that the card from the beginning. It's coming into who we are and starting to wield and use our abilities and magic. It's really critical that we're like amping that energy up this week, and not succumbing to that lower frequency. Really important. Okay, let's look at the end of the week. And then, yeah, I'm going to try to keep this short this week. I got a bunch of 3D stuff to do, like buy groceries. And that's the other thing is just make sure I would say too, like, I don't think anything necessarily might happen this week, but just, it's always a good idea. Make sure you're stocked up on food and water, um, just in case they're pulling crap, which, there might be some crap this week. There might be some crap this week. Actually, it's so funny. When I show this card, it's like the overall theme of the week looks like it might just be repeating here. We'll see. For the end of the week. So then we know it's the whole week. Yeah, it is. Kind of like my brain is starting to this is definitely going to be focused around heart chakra. It's interesting too because heart chakra is also um like I feel like when we bring in the love and we have that connection and we're emanating from there, that this our third eye and our crown work work for us so much better. We're more connected to the divine. It's easier to connect to the divine through the heart chakra. All upper chakras this week. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. End of the week is pretty much a continuation of what we were talking about. The first step is another heart chakra card, and it's the let it go. We've had this before. Um, Again, like, so they've tied this cute little bow ribbon around the heart, but the birds, like, I almost feel like it's not like they've tied the bow, they're about to untie it, right? And really unleash the love this week. Unleash the love. That's maybe what we'll call this video. Um, yeah, that's a good title, isn't it? But the big part of it is the let it go piece too, right? Let it go, let the emotions go, let it flow, fill that space that it was taking up with love. It's just time. We got another heart chakra card for the rest of the week. Compassion, caring, empathy, acceptance, gentleness. That's also the key one. Like, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Um, yeah, it's just really critical right now. Like, and it's, you know what? I hate to say it, but sometimes it's just easier to go into that element of love when everything's too overwhelming. And it also, it's like on the scale of things, if we're down here in anger, fear, any of those sadness, lower emotions, the easiest way to kind of raise our frequency is to start focusing on the next, like in Abraham Hicks, you focus on the next. There's a list of emotions. So you're not trying to jump too far up the emotional scale. Um, but I feel like what they're saying is like this week, just like hit it with heart energy, like instantly. Just that sadness, that grief, that thing. Like it's like they're just saying, come out of that lower energy, even if it's just for the week. And we're not bypassing and we're not faking anything here. But it's just like try to keep raising your vibration to love at all costs because it's really important this week. So I also feel like I said, the Schumann and the energy coming at us is like it's helping to do that anyway. So sometimes it's nice to get yourself in a place where you're helping it. And that's the frequency of love. So the interesting part is the next set of cards all are all what happens if we don't do this. Well, and kind of just some warnings. Okay, we got two of these. We got the rejection card and we got the confusion card. These ones I always love because it's like this is all the naysayers in the outside world, all the voices, blah 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 blah, that, and we're not listening to. And I always say it's like this person is listening to these outside voices and they don't, their arms are crossed and they're confused. They don't know which way to go. Like but if they just uncross their arms and stop listening to that voice, then it's easier to hear themselves, right? They're not crossed off and guarded. This one, I always say, the rejection part is all those low energy voices. Again, you're not good enough. Who are you to do this? Do you think you really can do this? You're not spiritual. You're not this. You're not that. All those voices. The rejection. So what ends up happening is our master painter never paints his masterpiece because he takes in all the voices and criticism. So having both those cards, if you're experiencing that confusion about what to do, again, blast it with love, you guys, and just be like, and stop listening to those voices because that's that low energy trying to trip us up. It really is. It's like it's more important that we go back to the beginning of the week and find our creative vibe. Whatever that is. Creative for you might just even be planting stuff in your garden, or dreaming of New Earth and what it looks like, or buying a crystal and sitting with it and programming it to higher vibration and frequency. We've we're just being asked to do this work this week and stop listening to this rhetoric because it is tripping us up a bit. We also got the suppression card. I love this card because the sky, above is clouds, and it's a little dark, but it's the thing is that this person, we're our own worst enemy. We think we're suppressed, we think we're stuck, contained, our head is down, but it's just like if we took the time to look up, there's a sky. We could easily climb out of this. And all these things that are weighing us down, all these cords and ropes and chains or whatever you want to call them, they're not actually tied. They're just wrapped around us. We just have to untangle ourselves and climb out. Like it's just time this week to to pull that final veil they've had on us of us disbelieving in ourselves and disbelieving in our power and magic and shifting into this new energy. The only way we shift into this new energy, and again, this is what they don't want to happen. So they are going to try to trip you up. They're going to do low level negative energy things too. But to shift out of this energy, that let's go back to the heart again. Um, that seems to be the answer. So give it a try this week. It's funny because the maturity card almost also popped up, which is kind of like the read or the card from the end of the midweek, is that everything's coming to fruition. Everything is maturing to its enlightened rainbow golden state. Like we're almost there. That's what the end of the week cards, like the last few cards have said. We're just about there. We're almost in completion. It's like the big thing is don't let this shit trip you up because it's going to, and we need everybody at maximum heart capacity. So whatever you can do to stay in that heart vibration, please do this week. And now I just forgot what I was going to call this video, but I'll go now. I've got to go back and watch it. Anyway, okay. Let's sum up the week. Let's leave it there. And then, yeah, we'll just carry on, right? Okay. End of the week. We got the tower, but that's okay because I hate to say that we want this moment, but we kind of do. So so by the end of the week, things might be a little topsy-turvy in that outside world. But remember, we we're not going to build this new. Look at that old foundation and that old building. It's like it's dark, it's gross, it's evil. We don't want that. We want to transmute it. We want it to burn to the ground. And we want the phoenix to rise from the ashes. So end of the week, outside world, probably crazy, but stay in the heart, stay true to yourself, be nice to yourself. Yeah, see, I love this card. And brilliance is the card that comes out for the end of the week. This is us staying in our bubble, I always say these are kind of like the start of like sacred geometry chakras. Again, really stepping into our energy and being our true brilliant self that we are. So again, contain your energy to yourself, be working on yourself. Don't worry about the collapse of the outside world. It was always meant to happen. It has to happen. And our job right now is to get ourselves through this. And how we do that is by connecting to the divine, staying in our heart, and just pushing through and letting the old matrix die and let it go. Like let it burn down. Don't help it out. Don't try to put out the fire. Don't get involved. Just let it go. Let it go, right? Let it go. Sing that song to yourself. Sing Shake It Off or Let It Go. One of the two. All right, what else did we got two cards here. I'm going to read the Akashic Records first. Very interesting that came up. Can't make this stuff up. Clearing old stories. Releasing past lives. Freedom. We want freedom of the heart, body, mind, soul. Again, let it go. Let these stories clear. Releasing past lives. Let that clear. Again, like fire is the greatest thing. Let it burn. It's got to, that's how we transmute energy, right? The world is just transmuting energy right now. The divine is transmuting it though. This isn't our job. We're just here to help facilitate. And how we do that is keeping that vibration as high as possible. Okay, and then we also got the angelic frequency. The angels are here, you are safe, and there is a potent connection to both the angels and the divine. So, again, if you're having those moments of doubt, of fear, or that stuff's really creeping in, jumping into the heart energy isn't working for you, or it's just not quite getting you there, call in your team, call in your angels, and just say, I need help with this. Energy is too much, whatever the case may be. Just ask. They're there. That's why they came too. That's why they're so close. Everybody came for this transmutation of this planet Earth. Like, it's a big deal in the universe. And we're just doing 3 of the Christ consciousness decks. Uh, Night's Vigil. Prepare and get ready. Yeah, so there is whatever, look at all this energy coming in. There is a big shift coming up by the end of this week and starting to head into July. I think July also, like, June was like a month of, I think, what did I call it? The month of disclosure and discovery. Definitely we've had that. This month is about the freedom. Our freedom is ready, is like it's right there. We just need to keep doing the work and keep getting ready. And how do we do that? Miracles, manifest and believe. Again, these are the energies we need to be putting these positive energies into, like what we want to see, what we want to feel, all of those things need to be in place. So really make sure you're doing that work. Keep manifesting, even if it's the craziest thing. You're just like, I live in a tree house in the middle of the forest and I heal people all day. You couldn't do that right now, but you might be able to do that once this energy fully comes in. So keep dreaming big. Go big or go home, guys. We're not going home. Well, we are going home. We're going to the new Earth home. We also got the last card we're going to do, Holy Grail, Sacred Union. This is, again, goes back to birds of a feather. Make sure you're with your people that make you feel good, that help you out, that is part of your tribe, your team, all of that. Do not give those lower energies time or space. And that includes the people in our lives from our past and our present, right? We don't know these future people yet, but I'd rather meet them than keep hanging on to these other people that have been dragging us down. So it looks like a week of just lots of shifts, lots of energy and motion. So again, feel those feelings. Don't feel bad about that. And really just take care of yourself and do the work. Work through this energy and allow it to transmute you as well, right? Okay, that's the week. We'll see. I can't remember what I was going to call this now. I got to go back and look at it, but we'll laugh about it because you'll be saying the title as I'm saying this. Anyway, let's just have some fun this week too, if you can. Okay, take care, get out in nature, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, get rested, do all the good things. I love you. Take care.